I don't know that there was plays that big games. Felton Davis's touchdown catch, Shea Patterson's a long run. But here's the one that when I watched the Michigan State game for a second time and a little bit closer, I'm like, oh, my God, that's a play of the game. Matt and Lake Orion got it. Another unnamed texter got it when they texted this in. Cole Chewins with the pick six saving tackle after Lewerke's interception. Underrated play with huge ramifications. And the unnamed texter said, Cole Chewins, pick six saving tackle on Lewerke's interception. Underrated play of the game. Great show. If you don't know what the situation was, Michigan State was down 7. It was the third quarter, and Lewerke throws the pick to Garrett Taylor, who is busting free, and would have scored. And Chewins was hustling, and if you look back at it, he was running hard the whole way, and he dives and just clips his foot. Penn State then takes over at Michigan State's what yard line? Do you have it in front of you? I know you had the series up earlier, but they go 4 and out on 4th down was the play where McSorley slipped, and it went in the books as a sack. What yard line were they on?
They started the Michigan State 35. Miles Sanders ran for 2 yards. 2nd and 8, Michigan State 33. Trace McSorley threw an incomplete pass. 3rd and 8, MSU 33. Trace McSorley tries to be your hero, runs for 4 yards. 4th and 4 at the Michigan State 29. Again, Trace McSorley, hero complex, sacked by Kenny Willekes for a loss of 7 yards.
Boy, you really don't like Trace McSorley.
Why would you say that?
Anyway, I think the Cole Chewins touchdown saving tackle was the play of the game for Michigan State. What do you think the play of the game was?
Well, for Michigan State, as I mentioned earlier, I think it was the unsportsmanlike conduct play in the end zone that gave Michigan State a fresh 4 from the 1 yard line again. That really cost them. But that's a very underrated play. What you're talking about, I had not thought of that, and absolutely that trip up, that's huge.
Yeah,
absolutely huge. Because Michigan State, the following drive, went down and scored to tie the game up at 14.
If it's 21-7 there, Michigan State's in real trouble. Cole Chewins deserves a lot of credit for that. For Michigan, Gator, I think the most underrated biggest play of that game was the roughing the snapper call that kept the drive alive.
Yeah, that was a strange call.
You're not allowed to touch the guy. And they drove him into the backfield, and that kept Michigan's first drive of the second half alive. And Wisconsin, given their offense, can't afford to get down 2 scores, let alone 2 touchdowns. And Michigan proceeded to put 8 on the board. They were up 13-7 at the time.
The TV announcers said that the long snapper did a great job of drawing the penalty, which whatever it was, the penalty was there, and it certainly played out to Michigan's hands. For me, the play of the game, it comes in the second half. Michigan's up 21-7 because they got the touchdown to start the second half. And they get 2 straight drives from Wisconsin where Wisconsin has to punt. But it's the second drive of the game, of the second half for Wisconsin. It's just puzzling. They had the ball 3rd and 2 at the Michigan 42-yard line. And Hornibrook threw a pass. And I believe that was one of the plays where Taylor was not on the field.
It was incomplete.
Incomplete pass, 3rd and 2.
He was not on the field.
4th and 2 from the Michigan 42, and they decide to punt.
Yep.
I don't get it. In a game where you see what's happening, there's momentum here. You've got, like I said, the greatest running back in college football. You could hand him the ball in 3rd and 2, and he's not even on the field. And then 4th and 2, again, you could hand him the ball again or take your chances with a play-action pass, and they decide to do neither. They simply punt. That, to me, summed up what Paul Chryst was doing in that game, which was not enough to give his team a chance to win, and basically said, here you go, Michigan, do whatever you can. And Michigan comes down and kicks the field goal and goes up 24-7, and then it's over with. Then a pick 6, and it really snowballed,
248-539-9797 from Keith in Redford. I know this may sound crazy, but I've seen enough of Dylan McCaffrey to question whether or not he's a better fit than Shea Patterson for this offense. He's faster and has better pocket awareness, presumably due to his height. What do you guys think? Well, I don't think we've seen enough of Dylan McCaffrey in the pass game to say that yet. I will say that this year, I feel very comfortable with Michigan's quarterback room as opposed to how I felt about it a year ago. I think Michigan's quarterback room is set up very, very nicely.
I think it's ludicrous to think that somebody should be playing over Shea Patterson. That's what I think. I think Shea Patterson's a good quarterback. He still has a ceiling that he can reach. We saw a little bit more to his game on Saturday against Wisconsin, what we saw all year long. He's a good quarterback. I'm not saying McCaffrey isn't. I'm saying Patterson's the guy right now. Don't run him out.
Yeah.
He may leave at the end of the season anyway. He's got another year left. But because McCaffrey, he ran for 44 yards and a score and showed some speed? Great. That's nice. But
people have every reason to be excited and like what you're seeing.
Yeah,
but
people said they like what they saw from Joe Milton too. And okay, well, let's just tap the brakes.
Rush.
And there's a guy who's actually doing a good job right now.
Yes.
Let him keep playing. Are you kidding me?
248-539-9797. Let's go to Joe.
I'm sorry. Do you think that's a case of people just concerned about like the Clemson situation, that they're afraid the guy's going to leave because he's not getting playing time? Because I mean, I have no idea what's going through the head of Dylan McCaffrey. My guess is he's just fine.
I think he's
in the
fine.
role he's doing.
He knows that if he's the backup as a redshirt freshman, he'll get at least 2 years. And probably more. I mean, if he's capable, they'll keep playing him.
Yeah.
But I don't think I haven't seen enough. I've seen plenty to be, wow, this guy's got some ability. And for me, it's not the running. The running, yes, is very nice. But I was most impressed with the way he stepped in the Notre Dame game and moved the ball, got a few first downs coming out of his own end zone. That impressed me. But the running's great.
Yeah, but I would think the Michigan fans at this point are like, we've seen running quarterbacks. We want a guy that can throw the ball. And I don't know if he can throw the ball or not, but I know Patterson can.
248-539-9797. Joe in Wyandotte. Hi, Joe.
Hey, guys. I'll tell you the play that brought me from feet up in the recliner to release it, lean ahead, and that's the direct snap, the little iron head, Hayward. Because what it does, if you know D'Antonio, it signals this guy's going to play to win today. You go back to the Wisconsin game in the Big Ten championship game years ago when they had the hook and ladder down on the goal line, followed up by the fake extra point. You knew the trick plays were going to come in bunches, and they sure as hell did. And it makes this week so much more exciting to look forward to now. And I just hope they play the same way.
Yeah, and it goes back to a play that Doug referenced earlier, and because you're right. That play signifies D'Antonio and Michigan State are playing to win, and then you have on the touchdown play man-to-man coverage and no safety help on Felton Davis, who's the best player on the field. Thank you. Thank you, James Franklin.
It was, Joe, when I saw them come out on that 3rd and 2 and Felton Davis was in man coverage, after the way D'Antonio had coached that game, I'm like, they're going to the end zone here. There is no doubt they're going to the end zone. He's not trying to kick a field goal. He's not trying to go to overtime. He basically telegraphed that all play. They passed on a sure field goal with a reliable kicker to fake that to go for the lead. So on that 3rd and 2, there was no doubt in my mind if Felton Davis was going to be the call there, and it was a great call.
It's a great call, and you notice the games that the Spartans get in trouble over the years is that they play to not lose, like Northwestern. I mean, well, I'm not going to go back and revisit that, but if they have to play the same way Saturday to even have a chance. Michigan is awful doggone good, but the Spartans got a fighting chance now. And a week ago today, I would have said, that game's going to be a blowout. Now, not so much. I like the Spartans' chance.
Joe, thank you for the phone call. I'd say this. The play not to lose versus, you hear that all the time. James Franklin, the last 2 games, has, quote-unquote, played to win. He's thrown on 4th and 1. Against Michigan State, he threw when they could have been running clock. He had a quarterback run out of bounds trying to get a first down. They did some aggressive things, and that helped Michigan State's cause. That whole – I mean, I've heard that complaint going back forever. Oh, he played not to lose, but it kind of works a lot.
Hey, we're 6 and 7 games into the college football season here. You're starting to really get a feel for how good teams may or may not be.
Yeah,
I think one thing is certain right now: Alabama's best team in the country, and it's not even close.